Hello and welcome to SportsVision, the magazine on WTMB. Joe Palo, Mike Cragen, Bear Cragen, as we celebrate Easter today. Happy Easter to you and yours. Hope it's a great weekend for you.
That's right. Hey, we're not showing that little bit either where you go sit on the Easter Bunny's lap and stuff. But, you know,
and that was somebody that looked a lot like you.
A little old for that. We've got lots of good action for you today. We promised you last week after the Cleveland Middle School banquet, we showed you the award winners there, that we would show a lot of the speech, which basically expresses a philosophy on not just life, but towards wrestling and what wrestling can do for life. It's just intense. Whether you like wrestling, apply what this guy says to other things in life, because Terry Brands has a little speech coming up here later in the show that's going to knock you out. I promise you.
Did he tell you about the time I knocked him out?
And I cut out a lot of stuff out of it, but
Terry,
we're going to show you now. Yeah, right. Bradley Chattanooga Central played baseball, and Cleveland, of course, went to Hillsboro last Thursday. We are going to catch you up on that. By now you know they lost that game, but we're going to show you the finish to their great season. Taking off first with Bradley Chattanooga Central baseball at the new diamond. Check this out. Look at that fence. Look at this diamond right here.
Holy moly.
This is Taylor Vaughn right there. He's going to get the final out in the first inning. Just wanted to show that because the man pitched a one-hitter in his 6 innings of pitching. Had a great day. Tyler Guerin leads off the first with a base on balls. And Tyler strolls to first base. Chad Slipko lays down the bunt to sacrifice Guerin, but they go to second. They do get Guerin, but the throw to first into the dugout. So Slipko does get the job done, as there is now a man on second. Hot-hitting Robbie McIntyre. I tell you, the guy's unbelievable. Ground ball through a hole between first and second. Pinch runner Corey Lovelace, who ran for Slipko, comes across the plate, and the Bears lead right there. Cleanup hitter Aaron Bristol would walk. Shane Ware would line a shot to right field. Ware to right there. Look at that. It's first and second Bears now. Strange play, however, to end the inning. Josh Reagan's going to K. Of course, on a third strike K, if there are people on first and second, then you still have to go ahead and throw the guy out. So they're thinking strike three. Now, if Bradley's running, look at our coaching. Look at wait a minute. Look at our guy on second base, not just going around the inning, so nobody knows what to do. Finally, they get a guy trapped because the guy from second didn't run. So it's a strange way to end the inning, but it was a force out at second on the strikeout. Figure that out.
Yep.
Bradley with 1 run, 2 hits, lead after 1. Bottom 2, Jonathan Cope would walk, and we can cope with that. It's 2 out now. Tyler Guerin get a single. This will be the first of his 3 hits. Check that out. Into right field. First and third, 2 down for the Bears. I bet the threat would end right there. Bottom of the third, still 1-0, 2 out. Shane Ware would walk. Josh Reagan, no relation to Ronnie. Too bad. That'd be a great legacy right there. First and second as Reagan walks.
If I was his family, I'd say I was.
That's right. Brandon Elrod is going to stroke a single to right field. Look at this. There it goes to right field. Watch Ware. He'll slide home safely. Reagan to third on the throw. Elrod to second on the throw. So the Bears have something going again. These Bears, by the way, are 4-0. Looking tough right now, going to Savannah this weekend. Cope dribbles one past the pitcher. Look at this. They can't make the play. Infield single. Reagan scores. And right now it's Mike McDowell. Look at this. Top of the left field fence. Look at this thing. Hit, boom, off that nice brown-looking wall right there. I'll tell you, it's harder to hit a home run, but we've had some people knocking it off of there. Elrod and Cope will come in right there. Tyler Guerin, second hit's a tweener right here. Here he is, number 5, Tyler. Look at this. It's going to fall in between 3 fielders.
By Guerin, huh?
Had a great game. Shallow right field. McDowell will cross the plate right there, as you see. So the Bears have it going. Chad Slipko is going to walk. It's first and second. The threat would end there, but a 5-run third gives the Bears a 6-0 lead. You still see only 1 hit by Taylor Vaughn. Move the bottom 4th now. Bristol leads off by putting a slow curve, look at that, off the fence. Look at it in left center field. It's going to hit the bottom of the wall. And he gets a double out of that. Reagan would single to left field, following Bristol's double. There it is coming up. There's Reagan. Singles to left. And Bristol will score. Reagan will take second on the throw to the plate. I think I would hit my cutoff man, but they didn't do that. Elrod's going to line a single, what appears to be a single, going to line to first base, actually. He's going to knock it down. Another strange play. Look at, he knocks it down, and then he runs over, and he appears to beat Elrod to the bag, which he does. But the umpire comes out and says, Elrod got blocked by the catcher. He tried to run it first, but the catcher stepped out thinking he caught it. So he awards Elrod first base. So it's first and second Bears. Cope's going to flare a single to right field to load up the bases right here. So a couple strange plays. The Bears benefiting from this one as Cope, kind of another flare right there. A little C&I fly ball drops in, and it'll load the bases. Of course, the double play is going to end the inning, but the Bears lead now 7-0 after 4. Move to the bottom 5th. Guerin's going to collect his 3rd hit as Tyler's working.
Had an opportunity to coach him, taught him everything he knows, not his dad.
Grounded right up the middle.
I did.
Tyler gets on.
He'll give me credit.
Slifko is going to take a slow curve for the team right there. Look at this.
Oh!
Valiant effort to get out of the way. Do you see how hard he tried to get out of the way of that? McIntyre is going to rip his 2nd hit right up the gut. I tell you, this guy's a good hitter.
He's a ball player.
He is a good hitter. All like
got a
in
good
like
dad,
a year.
too.
He just blossomed here the last year and a half, looking great. Bristol will walk to reload the bases for the Bears. There's Aaron Bristol. And Ware, sacrifice fly right here, is going to score pinch runner Corey Lovelace, runner extraordinaire, fastest guy on the team right there.
Good family there. Good dad,
That's
good
right.
granddad.
How about Grandpa Wally, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Coach.
Love that man.
Coached with him for a long time. Here comes Lovelace across the plate right there with the sac fly. 2 runs in the 5th give the Bears a 9-0 lead. Meanwhile, as you can see right there, 1 hit. We bring in Michael Knight for Taylor Vaughn. Michael Knight wraps it up.
There's a boy.
There's our man, Coach
Maupin.
Maupin. And he says Bradley number 1. And look at the mom. A couple of moms, volunteer moms, huh? Mrs. Cope there.
There she is.
Mrs.
Debbie.
Crabtree coming up. They're in the concession stand there. Bradley number 1. Hey, so far they're looking good. Lovely score for the Bears. A couple lovely ladies right there in the window. And Bears are rolling pretty doggone good. A little better than expected. They lost a lot last year. But, they have not hit into the meat of the season, haven't really got into the district play, haven't run into Cleveland, who's got a great team, great pitching staff.
So not only did Bradley have a better team than Chattanooga Central as far as hitting and playing the field, but they even have better-looking mothers.
Better mothers. And I'm telling you right there, there's
a
couple pin-up moms right there.
You're not lying there, pal.
Looking good. We got a commercial. We're going to look at Cleveland's game against Hillsboro, last game of the season for the Raiders, but we're going to show it to you. Great season. We want to show you the finale.
Baby, I'm so bored. You almost done?
Why doesn't Hardee's give away toys with their burgers? Because a blown 65 El Camino doesn't fit in a paper bag. Hardee's Angus Beef Thick Burgers. Too thick for little boys, so they don't come with little toys.
Welcome back to Sports Vision. You know, speaking of good mothers, good-looking mothers, that blonde's going to be a good-looking mother one day.
Thank you. Oh, never mind. I've been
No,
called good-looking and a
you
mother.
are a good-looking mother. Trust me.
Well, hey, we'll leave that one right where it is.
We're going to leave it
Happy
right
Easter, everyone. Anyway, here we're going. We're going to go on with the Hillsboro-Cleveland clash up in Murfreesboro because last week, of course, everybody was winding down the basketball tournament. We crowned 3 state champions, not from our city, but we had some 3 great teams in our city, along with the 3 great baseball teams. All of them doing well, by the way, on baseball. We just showed Bradley, but we're going to show you some Cleveland and Walker Valley as the season goes on. But we need to look at Cleveland's final basketball game. Charles Little final basketball game here is the Cleveland Blue Raiders.
Right. Next stop, Dayton
Flyers. And Coach Green, one of the most successful seasons they've had. Congratulations. Here's what happened, though. Just lost by a squeaker, 47-40. Game not really indicative, though.
Tell them the score now. Wait till they want to see to the end.
Well, let's go see.
Maybe it wasn't 47-40. All right, here we go. Blue Raiders introduction, as Mike was telling you. Cleveland, Hillsboro. This was in Murfreesboro. Here we go. First basket of the game. How fitting. Charles Little with a slam. 2-0 Cleveland. All right, down 6-4. Charles steps in, steals the ball, would drive the distance, watch the layup, and then watch the foul. Bump right there. He knocks down the free throw. And you'll see it here. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. All right, now down 9-7. Kobe Dodd ties the game. Ball takes a friendly bounce and through. Cleveland down 16-11 when Alex Golston, the baseline shot right there. Next time down, Golston drives, baseline again. 2 more right there. 17-16 your score after one. Cleveland up by 1. First Cleveland basket of the second quarter. Kobe Dodd, nice cut to the hoop, nice feed inside. Little puts Cleveland down by 1, 25-24. 27-24 at the half. Cleveland would trail right here, as you'll see by the scoreboard. All right, now we're going to move on to third quarter action. Cleveland down 29-24. First blood, guess who? Charles Little. Little makes like a guard here and all the way inside for 2 more. Oh my goodness. Cleveland would trail 29-28. They take the lead here as McChesney steals, finds Little, who finds Golston. Raiders by 1. Trailing by 3. Sir Charles would drive.
Key play here now.
Yeah, it gets a charge now. The ball goes through. Check it out again. Don't really know it.
What do you think? Is this a charge? I don't
Little
know.
play acting there, but by Hillsborough. But all right,
See Coach Green
you decide.
on the sidelines here.
Coach Green questions it, and we don't blame him.
What do you mean? And it was a critical play in the game. Turned it around, so they trail right there.
Yeah, 38-32 going into the fourth quarter. Charles would make it a 4-point game, 38-34. Right here, Little, you'll see here, 2 more, taking the game into his own hands on the drive. 2 minutes, down by 4, 41-37. Charles hits the first free throw to make it 41-38. 41-38, 1:39 to go. About a minute left now. Preston Scoggins steals to make it 41-40. Timeout, score 41-40. As you can see, Cleveland, the faithful, still cheering them on. Let's go, let's go. Time, though, would run out. Blue Raiders would lose the game 47-40 to a good Hillsborough team, I should say, and a good game. Cleveland with a great year. Coach Green and his team with a terrific year for the Blue Raiders.
Well, the Raiders had to foul, and they hit some free throws down the stretch there to make that score 47-40, and then a last-second basket when the game was out of hand. There's your graphic on that at Murfreesboro last week. Great season for the Blue Raiders, though, dropping one to Hillsborough 47-40.
And we do want to thank our buddy Thomas Scott for the video.
Was there all week taking care of us, as he did with the girls' tournament, too. We thank you very much, Thomas, for...
Tommy!
That's right. He's the man. You need any video services, that man can do it for you. We got another good sponsor that can do it for you too, so we'll be back in just a minute, and you've got to stick around. This speech is going to knock you down.
It's awesome.
What do you do when your cash is low and you need groceries?
You got a cash emergency, you got a money mayday.
Check into cash.
What's Check into Cash?
It's a remarkable place to get instant emergency cash for a flat fee.
We cash your personal check and then we hold it till your payday.
Anytime you have an unexpected expense and need a payday advance, Check into Cash can make it happen.
Check into cash.
The next time you need quick cash for whatever reason, go to Check into Cash.
You got a money mayday.
On its own, money is not smart. It needs instruction, guidance, like the kind offered at First Tennessee. Our financial professionals help you straighten out retirement plans, get a loan, plan for college, and get your financial goals in order, so your money has what it takes to wise up and work harder. And that's smart. First Tennessee, all things financial.
We are back on SportsVision, and we've got the speech.
Yeah, if you want a speaker, and we've had to cut this back. This is about 30 minutes, but I tried to pull out some of the key points, so if it jumps around a little bit. But this guy's philosophy on being the best you could be, doing everything to your fullest capability. Listen to this. Kids, parents, grandparents, whoever you are, apply these principles. And he even talked about red states and blue states, but didn't get into that very much. But I like the guy. You need to listen to this speech. We'll see you next week on SportsVision.
Have
Hang on to
yourself a
this.
good week.
This is good stuff.
With great honor, ladies and gentlemen, and kids, that I get to introduce probably the top 2 names in wrestling in the country is the Gable name and the Brands name. And we're very fortunate here in Cleveland, Tennessee, in the Chattanooga area, to have Terry Brands as the head coach at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Terry was the World Cup champion in '93 and 1995. And Terry, you correct me on some of this if I'm wrong. He is the bronze medalist at the Sydney Olympics and the 2000 Summer Olympics. He was a 5-time World Team Trials champion, and he was a 3-time U.S. Freestyle National champion. He was a 3-time national champion. That's after college. He was a 2-time World Cup champion and division winner of the 1995 Pan American Games. He graduated the University of Iowa, and where he was coached by the legendary Dan Gable in 1992. In 1990 and 1992, he won 2 individual titles those 2 years, 1990 and 1992. And Al Miller, are you here? Me and you saw him, didn't we? Both times. He's got a brother who won it one more time. Tom, who was also, he's one of the Brands, they're twin brothers. He was the Big Ten Conference champion in 90, 91, and 92 for the Hawkeyes. He was ranked #1 nationally during his entire season at Iowa. He ended his career 137-7. He was ranked 5th in career wins at Iowa, 6th in career pins, and 3rd in career winning percentage at the University of Iowa. And the University of Iowa is the best in the world. Terry, it's a great pleasure that you've accepted our invitation to come and speak to this group. And just to let you know how much we appreciate it. But ladies and gentlemen, why don't y'all stand up and let's give Terry Brand, University of Tennessee Chattanooga's coach, please thank you.
He's too kind. Most of that's true, but he is too kind. Basically tonight what I want to do is I want to talk about from a little bit of a different angle, I guess. We have some young kids here. I'd like to turn this thing so I can look at them more. And I want to talk about something that I don't think it will be in this room, and that brings great satisfaction to me. To know that in a public school we can actually pray here in Cleveland, Tennessee, because I know in some places, you know, that they bring the roof down for that, and that brings great joy to my heart, just because of that. But I want to talk about tonight, and I want to get into a little bit of a conversation, one-sided, of course. And I have the luxury of being one-sided since y'all asked me to come up here and talk, and I'm gonna talk about what I'm going to call the erosion of the championship. I like to win. In fact, I would almost say I'm psycho toward winning, to the point where I will do everything and anything within the rules for my student athletes. I will work all hours of the night. I will sacrifice food. I will sacrifice drink. I will sacrifice sleep to ensure that our student athletes get what they need to be the very best. And in a society, or I should say the way that some of our society, the big cities, or what they call the blue states, no offense to any of the blue state supporters, but in those areas you're starting to see a lot of awards given for participation. This guy kicked the heck out of that guy, but we're going to give them both a gold medal because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, that type of thing. And I just want to, this message is designed for every one of you youngsters here to make you aware and to have you realize that it's okay to dominate on the wrestling mat. It is okay to excel in the classroom. It is okay to not partake in social knuckleheaded activities. If 15 years ago Alan Jones got complacent, he wouldn't be where he is right now. And you know I use him as an example because you all know who he is. Dan Gable, if he got complacent after winning 2 NCAA championships at Iowa State University, nobody would have ever heard of him. He would never have been able to revolutionize this great sport that I'm privileged to be an ambassador for. And that is something that I think that us as a group in this room, when we head out of here and we walk through that door, that we make it very clear to the people around us that we don't have to apologize for being great warriors on the mat. We don't have to apologize for going through a state tournament and dominating and beating guys up so bad they're crawling off the mat. Beating guys so bad they're embarrassed to go up and sit in the stands with their parents. And I mean that literally. That's how I competed. And it was my sole mission on the wrestling mat to represent myself and my Lord to the best of my ability. And the only way I could do that was to take advantage of every moment, which could be a nanosecond, and make sure that every moment that progresses, you ensure that you're doing the right thing. You ensure that your position, that your integrity with your position is uncompromised. That your integrity in society is uncompromised. That your integrity in the classroom is uncompromised. Uncompromised is a difficult word, because that means no matter what the circumstances, you don't have the luxury, and I'll even go so far as to say you don't have the right to make that step in the wrong direction. Not that you're not going to backslide, because we all do. And I'm guilty more so than anybody in this room, I'll promise you that. But to be aware of it, to correct it. Alan's going through my resume, talking about this and that, and the only thing I can think about is the doggone matches that I lost. How come I wasn't a 5-time world champion? How come I wasn't an Olympic champion? I never won the Olympics. What the heck's the matter with me? Well, I could go through and I could go into a half-hour ordeal about what happened. You know what it boils down to? I did not hold myself accountable. Even though I did that on a few occasions, I could have done it on many more occasions that may have made a difference in whether you get the doggone brown medal or you get the yellow one. And I'm here to tell you the brown medal is not the one you want. And that's pretty much where I'm at with that. It's not an opinion. It's a lifestyle, and it's the truth. A couple of years ago, there was a story in the USA Today about a high school kid who was going to be the first kid in so many years to break the 4-mile barrier in the mile, the 4-minute barrier in the mile race. Man, that's something. A long time. First of all, for a guy like me that's knit together genetically the way that I am, I'm thinking, if somebody in high school has done it before, why has it been such a long lapse since it's happened again? That was just subconscious, quick thought that went through, and I didn't even think about it till I got to thinking about the rest of the article. Well, what happened is this guy's running the race, and he's on track. He looks, he sees the clock. You know how they have the clock in the infield? He's running, he sees the clock. He's going to be the first guy in so many years to beat that barrier. He's running, he looks behind him. Well, he's the first guy in so many years, there's nobody behind him. They're just coming around getting to the backstretch off that last turn. So what does he do? Slows down. I was so doggone fired up, I parked my car, put the article under my tires, and squealed out on the top of it. I could not believe that an individual would not want to create something for himself to better what he could become. That type of mentality. That's what this society needs. That's what this country needs. And the great environment that the Chattanooga area, and I'm not even going to call it the Chattanooga area because it's the Cleveland area. The Cleveland area is the one that is producing the student athletes in wrestling. And the guys that don't have those resources, that's no excuse. I'm living proof of that. I'm from a broken family, no money, alcoholic father, crappy lifestyle, Northwest Iowa. The only thing that happens in Northwest Iowa is the snow blows in the winter and it's hot and humid like it is down here in the summer. But I took advantage of resources that I didn't have. Mental toughness, but I did have it because everybody's got it. Everybody's got a steel trap mind. You can win at any level you decide to win at. It's your decision. It's your choice if you want to do well academically. It's your choice if you want to do well athletically. It's your choice if you want to make the right decisions socially. Nobody else's. Rests on you. This nonsense of being a product of your environment is an excuse, it's a crutch. If I was a product of my environment, I'd be digging ditches in Alaska, waking up with a hangover every day. That's the truth. So I want to make that crystal clear. Wrestling teaches you to deal with that peer pressure. We don't want to subject these young high school and junior high kids to that much pressure. They should just go out and compete for the heck of it. Win, lose, hoo-ha. No, because you never learn to deal with the tough issues in life. You never learn to deal with when the guy says, let's go smoke some marijuana. Come on, come on, come on. He's holding firm. So I get my buddies around me. And I say, that guy, he's a molly putz. He won't smoke marijuana with us. Pretty soon I got 10 or 12 weak-minded fools around me, and he's the only one standing strong, but he's the one that's on the outside lonely. That's okay. That's where he should be. Because people will bond and gather around that individual. Give it time. Success breeds itself. Sometimes it takes a little time. You have to realize that, young guys. You have to realize that. That pressure of dealing with certain things in a wrestling match will help you deal with those issues. It will help you deal with your marriage. It will help you deal with your parental relationships. It will help you deal with your relationship with your principal and your AD and your teachers. That teacher's always picking on you. He's probably picking on you because he's trying to hold you accountable. Those are the issues that become tough. And even more, you have a kid born with Down syndrome. How do you deal with it? You have a kid who's 6 years old, he walks across the street and gets plowed by a semi. How do you deal with that? You have a kid that gets in a motorcycle wreck and he becomes mentally handicapped. How do you deal with that? Those are the tough issues. Cancer. I mean, we can talk in situations that are so far above and beyond wrestling that it borders on the scary side. But wrestling makes it easier. It doesn't make it easy. It makes it easier to deal with those life situations that arise. And again, that's not an opinion. That is cold, hard fact to every basketball fan out there. And when my guys screw up, they know it. And when my guys win by 15 and the coach in the corner over there is looking at me going, what's he rubbing his face in the mat for? I walk by him and I say, I will not apologize. You guys can go as far as you want. You can be whatever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. And if it's not, if wrestling's not your future, that's good. That's fine by everybody in this room that supports you. But regardless of what area in life you take up, and you decide to do, that you decide to be a part of, you cannot deny the fact that you have to strive to be the very best at all times. There is no room for complacency, and there is no room for knuckle-headed activities.